Michael Brantley, who was originally in the Milwaukee Brewers organization before being traded to Cleveland. And he's made the Brew Crew pay. 9 for 15 with 3 homers, 8 ribbies against the Milwaukee Ball Club. Meanwhile, Lorenzo Cain, who was Mr. April first month of the season, he was on fire, hit .290. Since then, he's batted .125. Travis Shaw just 4 for his last 32, trying to lead Milwaukee out of their offensive funk. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. The Indians, they're trying to get out of a funk. New York swept them over the weekend. It was rough. The bullpen let one get away in the series finale, but tonight, a chance to maybe right the ship because you've got Corey Kluber on the mound. His last 19 consecutive starts, he has not allowed more than 3 runs.
Well, Corey Kluber has just been outstanding again. He has won his last 5 decisions, and he's been pitching like Cy Young, like he is, with the sliders, with the changeups. He has been in command and in control. He has never faced the Milwaukee Brewers before, so you know he's going to have the upper hand when you're facing an offense that has never seen you before. 12 interleague wins, and you look at the numbers this year throughout baseball, he's in the top 13.5 pitches per inning. That's the kind of command and control that he has. He doesn't walk you, you're going to have to hit your way on.
Think about this. In those 19 consecutive starts in which he's allowed 3 runs or less, 15 out of the 19, it's been 2 runs or less. He's on the hill for the Tribe as they try to get Game 1 in this brief 2-game interleague series tonight here in Milwaukee. We'll be back with the play-by-play coming up. Alan Jensen will have it from the studio right after this.
Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians, and by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud.
The roof is open here at Miller Park on a gorgeous evening as the Indians and Brewers open a brief 2-game interleague series here tonight. Corey Kluber will be on the hill for the Indians trying to get things turned around, and with more on that, we go downstairs to Andre Knott with our Hear Right sounds of the game.
Thank you very much, Matt. An off day was needed by all, not just the starting pitchers, just not the bullpen, and even the guys that play in the regular lineup. After a tough trip to New York and after a doubleheader back at home, it was a team that needed a breather, and that's what they got yesterday here in Milwaukee.
I think at this point, whether we were playing really good or not, it's nice to have an off day, especially after having that doubleheader, the long day, and then a couple of day games in New York. You know, it's kind of like not really able to sleep in and stuff like that. So an off day, being able to sleep in and little things like that are big.
It's fun to pitch. It's not fun to pitch the way we've been pitching. So, you know, the workload is what it is, and that's going to be cyclical throughout the season. So that's kind of neither here nor there, but just the way we're pitching right now is not fun. So hopefully we can turn it around, and you know, then hopefully it starts today.
And just to kind of piggyback off of Dan Otero's comments about the bullpen, they will still be without Andrew Miller for this series here in Milwaukee. Hopefully we'll see him back when the Indians return home this weekend.
Well, let's hope so. And that off day is something desperately needed after finishing 18 games in 17 days. You need a little break, and you've got your best going tonight in Kluber, so that should bode well for the Indians, and I would expect to see pretty good energy from them tonight.
All time this series, the Brewers have won 206, the Indians have won 204. Pretty evenly matched over the years.
Yes, it has been. And let's check out Wade Miley, who will be the Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher for the Brewers tonight. He is 31, making his second start of the season. He signed a minor league deal coming to spring training, suffered a groin strain back in March 21st, and he ended up going down to Double-A and pitch, and now he's back. He's ready to go. Last year he was with the Baltimore Orioles. He was 8-15 for the year.
For Terry Francona, the starting lineup tonight brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor, the American League Player of the Week, will lead it off. Then Jason Kipnis, followed by Jose Ramirez, Michael Brantley, Edwin Encarnacion, and Yan Gomes in the middle. Brandon Geyer, Rajay Davis, and the pitcher, Corey Kluber, batting ninth.
Let's check out the Brewers defense. It looks like this. Yelich is going to be in left field. Kane is in center. Santana over in right. On the infield, Shaw is at third. Arcia is at short. Franklin at second. Braun is at first. Pena doing the catching.
Manny Gonzalez calls the balls and strikes tonight. Andy Fletcher at first. Jeff Nelson, the crew chief, at second. Laz Diaz down at third. And with that, we're ready to go. Francisco Lindor steps in. 4 for 12 in the Yankee series with a home run. Takes low, ball one. Outside from Wade Miley. In being named the American League Player of the Week, Francisco Lindor batted .425 for the week, with 4 home runs, 4 doubles, and 10 runs batted in. He shoots that one fair down the right side. It hops up into the seats. That'll give him a double. And the Indians have their leadoff man in scoring position.
Well, he just sliced that ball right down the line. It looks like it caught chalk and goes into the seats. For Francisco, his 11th double, and that a way to start. Looked like a little cutter right there, and he sliced it into the seat. Hit that guy right in the knee. So Francisco on second base, good start.
Jason Kipnis. Looks at a pitch outside, ball one. Kipnis has batted .282 against left-handed pitching this year. He's in the hole. Or I beg your pardon, that'll even account 1-1.
Yeah, you talk about reverse splits for Kipnis. He's hitting .282 off lefty, just .144 off righties. That's hard to believe.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to figure out.
Well, Miley, he is making his 6th start in his career against the Indians. He's 1-3 with a .533, and you can see already that he gets the ball, he works very quickly.
In the dirt, 2-2. Game time temperature this evening, 78 degrees. It was a very warm day here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, they're loving it here.
2-2. Just a missed outside with it, full count. In the dirt, ball 4, and a good at bat for Jason Kipnis to patiently wait him out. Take a look at our storylines tonight, brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Top of the order guys have picked up the pace big time. And that's how you get it going. Lindor, Ramirez setting the table, driving some runs in, scoring runs. And you score 4 for Kluber. He's won 68 in a row.
Now that's the magic number. And last time in his last start against Texas, they did that early. They got him a lot of runs early in that game.
And Jose Ramirez takes a strike. Did you see him snap back? It's like, whoa, what?
Yeah, there's no way he thought that pitch was in the zone. He sort of flinched to get into his crouch and couldn't believe it when he heard the strike call.
Upstairs. 1-1. Well, Wade Miley's only made 1 start. And he characterized that one afterwards. And look, the numbers look great. 6 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, walked 3, struck out 4. He said, well, I was effectively wild, which means he was not real good with it where he wanted to throw the ball.
Yes.
But it worked out for him.
Yeah, he was facing the Cincinnati Reds, and not that they're not a good offense, but you're right. This is a guy that has to have control. He's not going to overpower you, so he wants to throw the ball. He wants to pitch ahead in the count and make you swing at his pitch. He might have got away with some stuff that normally he doesn't get away with.
Out of play.
So far, the Brewers starters have been okay. Their bullpen has been outstanding. And offensively, the Brew Crew has really, it's been a hit or miss, and they've been struggling. They've been shut out 7 times as a team.
4 times in the last 10 games.
Yeah. Yeah, their neighbors, the Chicago Cubs, have done them no favors. They've shut them out 5 times this year.
Rip foul. Ramirez is getting some good hacks, some good looks at Wade Miley, even though he's down on the count. Last 16 games, Ramirez is batted .379.
Well, he fouled off the changeup there. He pulled anything else down the third baseline, so he's got the plate covered pretty well.
Low and in, 2-2. All 9 of his doubles have come in the last 16 games.
It took him a while to get his very first one, remember? And we said, watch.
Yeah.
Watch them start coming now. They'll multiply.
Just sprinkle a little water on them. They're like gremlins. Trying to give the Indians an early jolt. 2 on, nobody out here in the first inning. Brewers play Ramirez to pull the ball. And he pumps it the other way. Santana over near the line, cannot get to it. Made it up into the crowd.
You know, that looks like a spot where you could catch a ball and it still land in foul territory. He reaches over to catch it, but
yeah, you're right.
The umpire, you know, I don't think Santana was over there to make the catch where he could call maybe interference. but I could see where that could happen in this ballpark.
Very easily. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat for Ramirez. And Miley fires to second, but Lindor was back easily. Pop to shallow left. Yelich got a late break on it, but he's there. And that's out number 1. That's going to bring up Michael Brantley. Brantley began his career with the Brewers. He was a 7th-round pick back in 2005. And then came to the Indians organization at the trade deadline in 08, or near the trade deadline, when the Indians sent CC Sabathia to Milwaukee. Inside, I don't know how he got out of the way.
I think it might have got him.
Oh,
there's something
Miley's
wrong
hurt.
with Miley.
The umpire went out there right away, Manny Gonzalez.
You know, I saw the catcher standing out in front of home plate before Brantley got in the box. And I don't know if he was looking out at Miley and maybe he saw something. I don't know if it's, well, something's bothering him. And I told you in the springtime, he ended up suffered a groin strain. And that was March 21st, and he's coming out, and it looks like an oblique. You see he's holding his side.
It does appear that that's the case. He's holding that right side.
And only his 2nd start. And this is not what Milwaukee planned on, for sure. So this bullpen is going to get taxed tonight.
All right, take a listen here.
Yeah, you heard him scream. Let out a little yell, and that's where the catcher and the umpire came out. They heard it, they knew it. And that pitch almost hit Brantley, but that's got to be an oblique muscle. So.
Well, Milwaukee's gone to a left-hander. He'll get all the time he needs. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we come back. Well, the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made much earlier than anyone could have expected here tonight. Just 1/3 of an inning, 3 batters in. Michael Brantley, the 4th man to bat. 1 pitch after the at-bat started. Wade Miley let out a yelp and quickly exited. So Brent Suter, left-hander, coming on to pitch now for the Brewers with 2 on, 1 out in the first. And the pitch is outside. He's nicknamed the Raptor, and it's 6'5". Big wingspan. You can understand why. He's a product of Cincinnati Moeller High School. Not surprisingly, he also played a little basketball. Pretty good bloodlines, though. His dad played defensive back on the 1982 Penn State National Championship football team.
I'll be darned. The Raptor, I like the nickname. I like the nickname. And how about that pickoff play to first base with the man on first and second being the left-hander?
They're going to go to Suter at first to retire Brantley for out number 2. Lindor to third. Kipnis to second. So 2 are in scoring position with 2 down. That'll bring up Edwin Encarnacion with 2 on and 2 out. It was interesting, Rick, at the end of that play, Ryan Braun, the first baseman, was talking to Nick Franklin, the second baseman. Franklin just got called up. Braun hasn't started many games at first base. In fact, this is the first year he's ever played first base in his career.
I watched him play a couple times in spring training.
So he's probably kind of working through some of those plays, the angles, you know, where I go on a ball like that.
Not knowing exactly where the second baseman is. Yeah, it's all new.
Edwin had a big swing, but he fouls it back. 1-1.
Well, he sits breaking ball so many times because you can tell by the way he tried to hit that ball off the scoreboard, off his picture on the scoreboard. But when he sees that breaking ball coming, his eyes light up.
Second and third, 2 out, first inning. He did not go. 2-2.
Well, it was close. He started. What do you think? Could have been. It could have been called. I don't think you have a problem with it. Those guys were starting off the field.
Threw it by him anyway. Suter gets out of the jam for Milwaukee in the first. The Brewers are coming to bat.
season tonight. He is the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher, and he's won his last 5 decisions, his last 5 straight. They scored for him early. He has 12 wins in interleague play.
And starting 9 for the Milwaukee Brewers, Lorenzo Cain, the former Royal, leads it off. Christian Yelich bats second. Ryan Braun is third. Travis Shaw, Domingo Santana, Nick Franklin in the middle, and Manny Pena, Orlando Arcia, and Wade Miley, the pitcher, will bat ninth. Corey Kluber gets ahead with the first pitch strike.
First time he has ever faced the Brewers in his career.
But some of these Brewer hitters have seen him a few times. Nobody more than Lorenzo Cain, who at 7 for 32 is pretty respectable. He just got a piece of that, barely.
Yeah, he's seen him attack him when he's had 2 strikes. That's why he's probably looking for that slider away. But that was not the slider. You know what he did? He had that little 2-seam fastball working its way back in, and that's why it was a tardy swing.
Lorenzo Cain went to Kansas City. He was originally a Milwaukee draft pick, 17th round back in '04. Traded to Kansas City along with Alcides Escobar in exchange for Zach Greinke in a trade that really helped transform the Royals' fortunes. One of many. Swing and a miss. Corey Kluber strikes it out, 1 down.
Well, it looked like he just slowed it down a little bit more and put some great movement on it. And there it was. It was in the zone. If he didn't swing, it would have been called anyway. So first hitter Kluber faces, he strikes out.
Christian Yelich. He's 26 years old, swings and pops it out of play. When he was traded to Milwaukee, it really kicked up a lot of dirt around the baseball world, because a lot of folks say, well, what are the Marlins doing? They're just dismantling everything.
Yes.
And the Brewers were fortunate to be included in the fire sale. Now, it's not like they didn't have to give anybody up. They traded 1, 2, 3, 4 pitchers, or 4 players to get Yelich.
Well, a lot of teams wanted this guy in the offseason, knowing that Miami was putting on that fire sale.
To left field. Brantley can't get to it. And Christian Yelich has a 1-out single.
Let's check the Indians defense behind Kluber tonight. Brought to you by Jeep. In left field, it's Brantley. In center, it's Davis. Over and right is Geyer. On the infield, Ramirez and Lindor are on the left side. Kipnis and Encarnacion on the right, with Gomes catching.
Here is Ryan Braun. Just the 7th game that he has started this year at first base, after never playing a game there at any level before this year. Ron is 34 years old. When you think of the history of Brewer hitters and power hitters, it's hard to believe this guy is the franchise leader in home runs.
Yes, he is. He still has pretty good power.
National League MVP back in 2011. Swung on and missed. It's 2-1. Up and away, 3 balls and a strike. Left-handed hitting Travis Shaw waiting on deck. Braun, 5 homers, 19 runs batted in for the year. In his career, over 1,000 runs driven in. Runner does not go. Ground ball towards third. Ramirez goes to second. There's 1. But no chance to turn the double play, and there are 2 down. He's up. That'll bring up the left-handed hitting Travis Shaw, who is mired in a prolonged slump, just 4 for his last 42.
Well, I don't know if we've ever seen him in a slump before when he's played the Indians. When he was with Boston, this guy has always had his share of hits. And a guy that's hit Corey Kluber pretty well, 4 for 11 in his career. Numbers against the Indians, a .340 hitter.
You always hear about a change of scenery and what can that do for a player. Well, how about this? Last year, he played in almost the same exact number of games as he did the year before with Boston. He had 16 homers in 2016 for the Red Sox. He had 31 last year for Milwaukee.
This might be a little better ballpark to hit in for the left-handed hitter than Fenway.
Kluber gets ahead of him 1-2. I don't know that you would necessarily say Miller Park's a hitter's paradise, but it certainly is a hitter-friendly environment.
Yeah, it is. The ball carries very well here. Not that Fenway Park is a nice park to hit in. You have the monster to be you can play pepper with in left field, but when you're left-handed, if you try to pull the ball, it's much tougher to hit homers.
Up high, 2-2.
But Travis Shaw was more of a, when we saw him at Boston, of a line drive hitter more than a fly ball guy. But he's big. He's got very good power.
6'4", 235. Kluber really paying attention to Ryan Braun, who has stolen 4 out of 6 on the year. Belted deep right, and it is gone. Travis Shaw's mastery of Corey Kluber continues, and that's his 7th home run of the season. The Brewers jump to an early 2-0 lead.
Well, I think here comes the breaking ball that he left out over the plate. Shaw just took advantage of it. It speeds up his bat. Shaw sees an Indians uniform and he does something. Boy, he gets excited. That is the 9th home run allowed by Corey Kluber. And now that's 16 runs. So 13 of the runs that he has given up out of the 16 have come with the long ball. The Indians as a staff lead the league in giving up home runs.
That's 52.
Yes, it is.
Kluber will flip it to first. That'll end the inning. But Travis Shaw's 2-run homer has Milwaukee in front 2-0 after an inning. Davis to bat for the Indians. Wade Miley, the Brewers starter, left after 1/3 of an inning in the first. An injury that appeared to be, whether it's an oblique or not, some kind of an issue with his right side above his belt. He was clutching that area when he walked off the field. But Brent Suter came in with runners at second and third and 1 out and promptly got a ground ball and a strikeout to end the inning.
Suter, a 31st round draft pick in 2012.
And his job now is to just try and
give him a few innings.
Yeah.
This is going to be a bullpen game here, and they have eight guys coming out of that Milwaukee bullpen.
John Gomes goes down swinging. 1 away.
Here's the big curveball. So he has back-to-back strikeouts. Certainly looks like he has a little funky delivery.
Ryan, line drive, base hit up the middle. Brandon Geyer, now 9 of his 10 hits this year have come against left-handed pitching.
Well, he's not going to spot him the fastball. He picks on it, goes right back up the middle with it. So that's a good thing. Look, fastball first pitch. He gets it, gets the base hit. So a 1-out single. Second hit for the Indians.
Here's Rajay Davis.
Remember, interleague play, Kluber's going to hit today, or the Indians pitchers are going to have to hit today. National League game in a National League park. The Indians played the Cubs at home for their first 2 interleague games. They split that. We'll play 2 tonight and a noon game tomorrow. And then Milwaukee in June, 5th and 6th. They'll come back to Cleveland and play a pair.
Rajay shoots it through the hole on the right side. Dyer's going to hit second and hold right there. But the Indians with back-to-back hits here in inning number 2 now.
Well, he does a nice job of hitting the hole right there. He got a fastball up, and there's nothing Geyer could do. Watch, Santana gets the ball before he even gets to second base. And wasn't playing very deep. So you'll have first and second, and now Kluber. I wonder if they may even sacrifice here or let him go ahead and swing the bat.
In his career, he's 3 for 19. Last year, he was 1 for 2 swinging the bat. My guess is he bunts. Let's see.
Well, I see Braun coming in at first base, and I'm sure that's what they're thinking. No.
He caught it, and it's a double play. The inning is over. Nice play by the pitcher, Suter. Made the catch, and then doubled up Geyer at second base to end the inning.
Chance at $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today.
Bottom of the second inning here at Miller Park in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Mentioned that this is a series that all time is very close. 206 for the Brewers, 204 for the Indians. But here in this new park for the Brewers, Milwaukee has won 4 or 5 against the Indians.
Well, that's not very hospitable.
No, it sure isn't.
Well, the Brewers this year, you know, they've taken advantage of teams under the 500 mark and the teams that they feel they should beat. They're 6-14 this year against teams over the 500 mark. And their struggle has been offense. But, you know, you hit one out of the ballpark, that gives you a quick couple of points on the board. You know, and they came out last year. They led the league in home runs. They struck out a lot. They could steal bases. They had a lot of young players. And Craig Counsell now being his 3rd full season here with this ball club. In his 4th year, but some of those young guys, you didn't know if they could come back and, you know, maintain the pace that they kept up last year, and so far they haven't.
Well, Eric Sogard was at second base, but after a 6 for 60 start, they sent him down to the minors and brought up Nick Franklin. But Franklin's a guy who, frankly, has never hit in the big leagues. You know, formerly with Seattle and with Tampa Bay. It was more a case of send Sogard down, try to get him straightened out. Last year, Franklin did bat .270 in 60 games with Tampa, by far his best year offensively in the majors. The 3-2. And a weak ground ball to first. Encarnacion bobbles it. He recovers in time. And that's out number one. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk and Elk. Eric Thames dealing with a left thumb injury, and that's a big blow for them because he is a big bat in that Brewer lineup. Pitching wise, they're missing Corey Knebel, Zach Davies. Boone Logan, that was an interesting offseason signing after Logan spent most of last year sidelined with the Indians.
Yeah, that was unbelievable.
One down for Manny Pena, making his 19th start at catcher this year.
The two spots we're talking about that are really hurting the Brewers are second base and the catching department. They haven't had a lot of production, probably the worst in the National League in those two departments and categories.
Well, I'm assuming they were counting on Stephen Vogt.
Right.
You know, he get a shoulder injury, and who knows how long that's going to keep him out.
He was down rehabbing, and then he made a throw, and he had a setback. So he's going to be back on the shelf for a while.
Jam job, foul, out of play. There's Stephen Vogt, the former Oakland A's backstop, but he's one of those guys that can help you on and off the field. But right now, they'd love to have his bat and his presence on the field.
They picked him up off the waiver wire last year when Oakland got rid of him.
And remember, there were guys in Oakland that were upset about that.
Yes, at the time, yes, they were.
Ground ball to short. Lindor throws out Manny Pena, 2 down. They're telling us that officially Wade Miley left with a right oblique strain. That's the Brewers starting pitcher. But when you talk about a pitcher and, you know, everything that goes into, I'll be surprised if that doesn't require a DL stint now for Miley.
I'm sure it will. You said it was the right side. He's the left-handed pitcher, so it's the opposite arm side.
Big swing, ground ball to third. And Ramirez will throw out Orlando Arcia, and the Brewers go 1-2-3. They lead it 2-0 after 2. Francisco Lindor named the American League Player of the Week. You know, as good as he's been, it's hard to believe it's the first time he's won Player of the Week honors.
Well, yeah, especially the second half he had last year. But a really nice week there. 4 homers, 10 ribbies, 17 hits. He led the majors in runs, hits, and total bases that week, so he certainly deserved it.
He'll lead off here in the 3rd.
Led off this game, he sliced a double down the right field line that just skipped into the seats for a ground rule double.
And catch at shortstop by Arcia, 1 down.
Well, it got down near the trademark enough. It wasn't a vicious line drive. Had a little air underneath it. Arcia puts it away easily.
Popped in the air, and Arcia barely has to move for this one. 2 down. Brewers are doing very well at the gate right now, too. Average just better than 30,000, almost 40,000 here for the series finale against the Pirates on Sunday. The smallest crowd that I can see, 26,000 for a game against Miami back on April 19th. Other than that, they've been averaging 27 to 30 every game.
Yeah, they do. They're drawing very well here. And they have, Matt, for the last 12 years. They're well over 2 million people every year.
Stat of the game brought to you by Buick. Now Ramirez fouls it straight back. It's one of the real advantages that the retractable roof gives a team like Milwaukee.
Well,
fans who travel from all over, they know there's going to be a game.
Yeah, and they're not going to be delayed.
Right.
You don't have to sit in the cold. Yeah, it certainly does make a difference.
Ramirez ropes one to left, and it's a foul ball.
This is the park where we played 3 home games against the Angels back in 2007 when it was a blizzard outside and we had to come from Cleveland. Remember, we had 4 snowed out against Seattle. Came up here to play 3 games against the Angels.
Yeah, the weather wasn't any better here.
No, it was the same.
But because of the dome, they could play. And that is almost fair. Just leaked foul right in front of the bag.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was a flash crowd. Watch the check swing. Almost hit the bag. That was the emergency swing, and it didn't miss by much. Yeah, we came up here and they charge $10 tickets for a game, and they drew very well without even knowing it, with just a day's notice.
The crowds got bigger with each game. The novelty of it really kind of spread throughout Milwaukee. Let's go watch it. They were selling, remember the Milwaukee Indians shirts?
Yeah.
Ramirez jolts one deep center field. Back is Kane. He's out of room. It's out of here. Jose Ramirez, home run number 10, gets the Indians on the board. With 2 out here in the 3rd inning, it's a 2-1 game.
Now, you see how he smoked that ball, Matt. But you see how high it went off that center field back, the backdrop for the hitters, man. And he's in double digits now, and he's been on fire. And I mean, he hits this fastball straight away, and he knew it. Now, that had to be 430 feet.
I mean, look where this hits. Bang.
Yeah, that's way up there.
See what StatCast spits out here.
That's what I'm saying. This is a good ballpark to hit in, and you can see the carry in it.
Michael Brantley grounded out in the 1st inning. Before tonight, he was 5 for 8 in games played here at Miller Park. 9 out of 15 with 3 homers, 8 runs batted in against Milwaukee, the team that originally drafted him.
You know, and no matter how far back you go, and it's been quite a while since Michael's been with the Indians, you still want to beat that team that drafted you and traded you. You still have that little chip on your shoulder. No matter what you do, you want to do something to beat them.
String is out with 2 down in the third. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Inning continues for Edwin Encarnacion. Let's go down to Andre.
Arch, I talked to Michael Brantley today about coming up in the Brewers organization. He says he always wants to play good against teams, but he really can't have that fire against them that he used to because no one's there that was there when he was there. The one guy that is still here with him is Lorenzo Cain, who they were both drafted together. So that was the first guy that he knew in minor league baseball. But he says it's a lot different organization than the one he came up with.
Oh, yeah, the players, you're right. But you still, I mean, I never lost the desire when you get traded from a team, you always want to go back and do well against them.
Well, I did ask him, has he ever thought about what would have happened if he wasn't traded over here? And he says, yeah, I would have been in the big leagues about 6 months earlier because there was no one ahead of me.
Yeah.
But he's got some fond memories of Milwaukee and just being a part of the organization. The other thing is, Matty, remember he was the throw-in in the trade at the end. Remember one of the guys that could be called? He was in the Arizona League, getting ready to start Arizona fall ball. It was the second day he went out to warm up. They told him to come off the field. That's how he found out he was traded to the Indians.
Encarnacion pulls it foul. Well, the Indians certainly hit on that part of the trade. The rest of it didn't work out so well, but they got it right with Brantley. And from the other side, you think about it, and gosh, you know, you got a chance to trade for CC Sabathia when you're in the stretch run. You got a chance to trade for a guy like Zach Greinke. They'll try and put you over the top. I get it. But just take a step back. So what if they didn't make those trades? They'd have an outfield. They would have had an outfield for so many years with Lorenzo Cain and Michael Brantley.
Yeah.
They would have had Alcides Escobar playing shortstop for a long time, probably.
That's the chances you take.
Encarnacion drills one the other way. And the Indians had their second hit of the inning, and they have 2 on with 2 out.
Yeah, but then when they got CC back in 2007, they rode that horse to death.
Did they ever?
I mean, he was pitching on 3 days rest, remember?
Yes.
And he never missed a start, boy.
Well, right now, Milwaukee sends pitching coach Derek Johnson out. I don't see any action in their bullpen. So they're still trying to get Brent Suter through at least another inning here. He only needs 1 out to get through this 3rd inning, which would give him 2 2/3 under his belt here this afternoon or this evening.
Yeah. Suter ended the 1st inning by retiring Brantley and Encarnacion. And after he had 2 outs, he gave up the home run. He walked Brantley, and then Eddie got a base hit.
Left field. Gomes flies out to end the inning. Jose Ramirez gets the Indians on the board here in the 3rd with his 10th home run of the season. It's 2-1 Milwaukee, middle of the 3rd. Light hold true moment. Roof open on an absolutely beautiful night in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 78 degrees at game time. 2-1, Milwaukee leads it. Wade Miley, the pitcher, drilling one to deep center field, and it's gone. Wow, excuse me, not Wade Miley, but Brent Suter just crushed that ball to deep center field.
Are you kidding me? The pitcher
The
going
Raptor.
straight away. My goodness, and I mean, he put a swing on Kluber looking for his fastball and gets it.
3-1 Milwaukee. Second homer of the game for the Brewers, 10th allowed this year by Kluber. Kane takes a strike. I mean, at 6'5", you know he's a big guy and obviously has some strength. But when Rajay was going back on him, I thought, oh, well, that surely is just going to die right out there in front of the warning track, and it just kept going.
Telling you. I watched him before he walked in. He took a couple of really big swings, you know, to get loose before he went in the box. And he wasn't joking, man. He got in there and put a swing on a fastball and hit it to straightaway center. He's a relief pitcher.
Kane fouls one off his leg.
I mean, he's going to go back and tell his kids, his grandkids, and everything, yeah, I took Cy Young deep. I mean, look at it, straightaway center field. 433 feet. Seriously? Look at that.
They're saying that one was only 1 foot shorter than the blast that Ramirez
Okay,
had.
there you have it.
Outside, 2-2. Upstairs, full count. Well, Kluber has gone 19 consecutive starts without allowing more than 3 runs. A 3-2, chopped up the middle, and that is going to get through.
Now, the first time he has ever faced this Milwaukee Brewer team. The first time through the lineup. He's given up 3 hits, but 2 home runs, and that's how they've scored all their runs. The 2-run homer in the first by Shaw. Solo here to lead off the third. Lorenzo Cain has stolen 8 out of 9 so far this year, so you have to keep your eye on him, and I'm sure he knows what Kluber's move is all about.
In the hole. Three hits to open the inning. And already 5 hits in the game now for Milwaukee.
Well, Yelich, he got a base hit to left field his first at bat. This time he's searching to pull that ball in the hole, and he gets the job done. Although Cain could not go to third base. As you mentioned, 3 consecutive hits to lead this inning off. And this is the day when Skipper's looking for Kluber to give him some length in a ball game. See if he can get himself a ground ball double play. That's what he'd be searching for right now.
Ryan Braun bounced into a fielder's choice in the first inning. One and one to count. In the dirt. Just doesn't look like the same sharp Corey Kluber that we're used to seeing.
He hasn't had command, you know, like he normally does. We're used to seeing him pitch 44 pitches. He's 26 strikes, 18 balls. Normally, he's well over 3-1.
Kluber's last start, 7 innings. He left after 99 pitches because the Indians were routing Texas. But the start before that, remember, he went 116 pitches and came within a strike of having a complete game against Seattle. 2-2. Swung on and missed. He strikes out Ryan Braun. One down here in the third.
That's his second strikeout. You're going to see the breaking ball here from Kluber. Gets Braun to swing at it. Gets his second punch out.
Well, we'll see if he can navigate his way through, because this is the type of game that we've mentioned this before. Sometimes as a starter you go out there and you just don't have it. But can you still figure out a way to compete? He usually can.
Oh yeah, he minimizes most situations that he is in. Never really lets things get out of control. When you said 19 consecutive starts, 3 runs or less, that's case in point right there.
Shaw got him in the first with a 2-run homer. That was after Shaw came in just 4 for his last 42 at the plate. Drilled to deep right, but it's going to hook.
Boy, it hooked right at the last minute. It certainly had the distance. And watch the hook on this baseball. Look at it. Well, I thought that was going to be fair, but right at the end. Where's that?
One out in the inning, and this will be the 50th pitch of the night for Kluber. Boy, that was
a little breaking ball. Tried to the backdoor variety.
Looked pretty good.
Yeah, it did. Well, where he catches it, it does. Now
that's a strike.
Well, it's close. It's awfully close. That's a strike.
Full count. Payoff pitch. Ground ball towards Kitten. This could be 2. They get 1 there. Back to first. Inning ending. Double play. But pitcher Brent Suter takes Kluber deep. It's 3-1 Milwaukee. Fourth inning. Brent Suter. He's gone 2 2/3. He's allowed 1 run on 4 hits out of the bullpen. Walked 1, struck out 2. Brandon Geyer singled in the 2nd inning.
Take a peek out in their bullpen now. I can see some guys starting to get up and get a little bit loose, not throwing the ball but doing some exercises, so they may sense it could be coming to an end here where you don't want to burn him out.
That's former Indian Matt Albers. They said he went 2 2. Fouling it down the right side, out of play. With the fly ball to center field, and Lorenzo King takes care of that one down. Send it back to Cleveland right now. Here's Al Pulaski with a game break. Wow. 10 runs in the first.
Oh my goodness. That was let me see who was pitching for Baltimore.
So imagine that. You go to the ballpark, you just get settled into your seat. Your team hasn't come to bat yet. You're down 10-0.
That was Bundy.
Dylan Bundy?
Yeah. He gave up 7. And he didn't get out, didn't get an out. How about that?
Well, if he goes sideways, they're really in trouble. Rajay Davis singled in the 2nd inning. And he goes down swinging here in the 4th. 3rd strikeout for Suter, 2 down.
Well, it's never too late. You can get a prorated Tribe season ticket package for the best seats at the best prices with the best perks. You can save big over single game prices, get access to the summer season ticket autograph party, and plenty more. Visit Indians.com for more details.
Here's Corey Kluber.
Figure you should do Kluber a favor and throw him a good fastball to hit.
He's missed up and away with it, 2-1.
His first at bat, they had runners at first and second with one out. Excuse me. Tried to bunt the ball, and Suter made the play and got a double play to get out of the inning.
2-2. Just missed outside, and he's run a count full. And Kluber hasn't had to swing the bat yet.
I was going to say, isn't it amazing? He doesn't have to swing a bat. The guy hasn't hit in well over a year, and he gets a full count without even swinging the bat.
Yeah, it seemed at one point after one of those first couple of pitches, Pena sort of looked out at Suter, gave him a long glance, and what are you doing?
Let's go.
Don't nibble here. Strike 3 called. He is fan 4 and retires the side in order for the first time tonight.
Because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Indians down 3-1 as we head to the home half of the 4th inning. Our great clip of the game from Sunday, Mike Clevenger had a great effort.
Yeah, how good was he? Boy, he was unbelievable. He allowed just one hit for the
Struck out 10.
Yeah, 7 1/3 innings.
Career high strikeouts, pitches.
It was a great game. Unfortunately, the Indians couldn't hold on to win that one. They got 4 runs in that 8th inning and then imploded.
Well, the one goal he wanted this season, guys, was to be able to be with the big 3 guys to get up to 200 innings pitched. And after that game, he is 16th in baseball with 705 pitches thrown. Trevor Bauer's 6th with 757, and Corey Kluber's 14th with 707. So he's sitting right where he wants to sit with his amount of pitches and innings he's pitched so far to fit in with the big 3.
Well, if he keeps pitching the way he has been, he's going to get his 200 innings.
Well, and we talk about those number of pitches, and I don't want to be negative of this, but when you have good starting pitchers, they're going to be in the top half of that category, right, guys?
Yes, I would think so. But, you know, Kluber coming into this game averaging just 13.5 pitches per inning, which, you know, he's a little off today because his command isn't right there where we normally see it. But I mean, every pitcher, every starter has been down in pitches this year, and that's enabled them to go a little bit deeper in the games than normal compared to last year.
Domingo Santana, the batter, hit his first home run of the year Friday against the Pirates in his 100th at-bat of the season. Two balls, two strikes. A lot of times, more like almost all the time, when Corey Kluber is on the mound, he gets you to two strikes and the at-bat's pretty much over.
Yes.
He just can't put guys away tonight like he usually does.
That fastball command isn't there for him. Look at that. How often do you see something like that?
From down on the count to a walk for Santana.
Yeah, that's a rarity, but that's what it is tonight. It's his first walk.
Dick Franklin grounded out in the second inning.
You know, it's amazing because Kluber right now, he's grinding away, but he spoils you. He's been so good for so long. When you see him throw pitches like this and say, man, you can't have a guy down two strikes and you walk him. Normal people do that all the time, but you get spoiled from watching this guy. You just expect him to go out there like he's a machine, continue to throw strikes, and nobody reach base. You look up, it's the seventh inning, and he's got about 90 to 100 pitches.
Got a double play ball to get out of the third. That certainly saved him some pitches. Might get another one here. Kipnis to Lindor. Return throw not in time. So they get one as Kipnis goes to Lindor. Take another look here.
Yeah. Looked like he had a little tough time getting it out of his glove, and that's a tougher play to turn, going 4-6-3.
Franklin did something as he went down the line.
It looked like hammy. There's something wrong with the leg. Look at it.
They just called him up
Holy
today.
smokes, this is unbelievable. Second guy go down. It was Miley making his second start. It's Franklin making his first.
We'll see who the pinch runner is. Might be VR.
Yes, I think you're right. It is.
So Jonathan VR will come on and run. One down here in the fourth. Manny Pena grounded out in the second inning.
Wow.
One on, one out, 1-1 count. Takes a strike. Pena fouls it off to the right. Count stays 1-2. Threw the bat at it, popped it up shallow right. Kipnis out. Geyer in. They collide. Ball dropped. Everybody safe.
One of those plays where it didn't look like Geyer could call for it, and Kipnis was going back. And they just, nobody could really call for it. It wasn't hit hard. Look at Kipnis is going back. He doesn't hear Geyer. Geyer didn't know if he could get there. And then all of a sudden, you know, let's see whose glove. It looks like does it hit Geyer's? Oh, he knocked it out of Kipnis's glove. Looked like Kip might have had that ball.
Looked like Kip might have taken an elbow to the jaw,
Yeah,
too.
sure does. It's going to be an error on Geyer out in right field.
So first and second, one out. And Orlando Arcia to the plate. Low ball one.
Just it was a routine fly ball, but with the way that, you know, nobody could call for it, they had a little collision. Luckily, no one got hurt.
In off the plate. Orlando Arcia is the younger brother of Oswaldo, who we watched for a number of years with the Twins. Orlando Arcia still just 23 years old. Line to Kipnis. They get 1 and 2 to end the inning. The less conventional double play ends the fourth. It's 3-1 Milwaukee.
2018 Kia Sorrento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. By Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by your Chevy Network dealers. Visit ClickChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Brett Suter has pitched 3 2/3 innings of relief for Milwaukee. And the Brewers lead it by a score of 3-1 as we head to the 5th inning. The only run for the Indians, a home run by Jose Ramirez in the 3rd. Francisco Lindor 1 for 2. Leading off, Jonathan Villar stays in the game at second base after he came on to run for Franklin. Tell you one thing, Arch, Suter works quick. He gets the ball and he's ready to come right back at you. Lindor fouling it back, 2-1. Just missed outside. 3-1. Rope foul. In the air, right field, down the line. Santana giving chase, and it is a fair ball. And gone. Solo home run for Francisco Lindor. It'll be his 9th of the year.
That's sliced down into the corner. We lost sight.
From where we sit, from where we sit, you can't see that ball.
Right. We knew it was slicing. We did see the umpire say fair ball, and then he put it up. Home run. But there's a fastball away, and he sliced it down the right field line. There goes Santana. And there it is, over the fence, right there at the line. So another solo home run, and now Lindor has 9. Well, they make it a 3-2 ball game. Get that bullpen up.
Got some guys out there doing some calisthenics. Nobody throwing at this point.
With the 2 home runs now, that's 5 given up by Suter on the year.
Christian Yelich makes the catch for out number 1 here in the 5th. Back in the 3rd inning, this was Jose Ramirez with 2 outs. He blasted one to center field. 434 feet on the tail of the tape. They're going to tell me that pitcher's ball is 433. Ramirez has hit at least 10 or 20 feet higher up there on that black backdrop than the pitcher's did.
There you have it.
His hit the lip on the way down. But either way, it was crushed.
Well, Jose got a fastball his first time. He's seeing a steady diet of off speed here. Another changeup. That's exactly what Lindor hit, was the fastball. So he may just show the fastball and attack him with all off speed.
Deep but fouled on the left side.
He tried to sneak one by him up top, and Jose was ready for it.
Missed outside with a slow breaking ball and a full count.
Quick story, guys. Greg Allen's with the team and probably will be sent back down on Friday. But today in the clubhouse before the game, guess who picked up one of Greg Allen's bats and was checking it out? Somebody.
The bat thief.
Yeah.
Oh, Ramirez goes down swinging at a pitch out of the strike zone, and that's 5 Ks for Suter. Another look at the Lindor home run. Opposite field shot. 22% hit probability?
Yeah, only 22%. Well, that 22 was a big hit.
22% went over the fence.
Yeah, I know it.
Well, 2 down for Michael Brantley, who walked his last time up, and he swings and pulls it foul. Just now getting action in that Milwaukee pen for the first time since Suter came on. Jeffress getting loose. Brent Suter, once upon a time, was a 33rd round pick out of Ovid. So not exactly a slam dunk to make it to the big leagues. Brantley rolls it to first. But Suter has done a terrific job here tonight. He's allowed 2 solo shots. 3-2 Milwaukee, middle of the 5th.
First trip. It'll be Dollar Dog Night, the very first one of the year. Grab a $15 district ticket, Sports Time Ohio, or a $10 KeyBank Kids ticket, online only. Go to Indians.com.
Brent Suter homered. His first time up tonight. Last run allowed by Corey Kluber in this game. Taps it by the mound. Kipnis charges in, and there'll be another error for the Indians, their second of the night.
All right, he just came running. He never slowed down to gather himself, let himself catch the ball. And it came up and it went off his glove. So the second error for the Indians, and this is a leadoff error. Defense very sloppy it's been for the Indians. That's 26 errors now by the ball club.
That wasn't a good weekend.
No,
in New York.
No, it wasn't. And I mean that was a pitcher right there, so you have a little more time. I would think, going after that ball. Instead, he never really slowed himself down to give himself an opportunity to catch it. Indian, when we were playing in that cold weather, only had 2 errors in their first 12 games of the year. Well, now tack on 24 more since.
Lorenzo Cain, a big rip, comes up empty. Brent Suter, the runner at first base, Milwaukee pitcher here tonight, puts himself in an interesting category. It's been almost 4.5 decades since a pitcher homered against the Indians in a game. 1972.
Let me guess, Bill Travers.
No. Did he go? He did not.
Who was it?
Rorik Harrison.
Rorik Harrison, okay. He ended up playing with Cleveland. Okay, he was with Baltimore. Rorik Harrison ended up playing in Cleveland and the Dodgers. Wow.
Redbird says don't count Shohei Ohtani because he wasn't pitching that day. The 3-2. Cain checks, and it didn't matter. It was a called third strike. Just the third of the game for Kluber. 1 down in the 5th. Let's go down to Andre.
Okay, guys, we don't get to come to Miller Park all the time, and in different parks, we know numbers are a big deal. Do you guys notice anything on this scoreboard? Of course, they change it when I bring this up. Do you guys notice anything different on the scoreboard here than what we've seen anywhere else when you look at the players' names? Look to the right. There's no batting averages, people.
OPS.
They have OPS up here. I've noticed that all night long. Just something different here at Miller Park.
Huh. Well, this guy's hitting 830.
Must be good.
OPS.
Type of numbers you needed when you played here.
I quit looking at the batting averages a long time ago.
So they're doing it for you. That's what it is.
No, they're not.
Well, I mentioned Brent Suter, the starting pitcher, or not the starting pitcher, but the guy at first base that came on when Wade Miley got hurt. He went to Harvard. David Stearns, the Brewers general manager, also a Harvard graduate. What that has to do with OPS on the scoreboard, I have no idea, but
can you guys think of anywhere else, though, that we've seen that?
I can't.
I can't either. It's something that jumped out to me as this game began.
you think it changes as we go through the game?
It does.
Or does it stay up there the whole time?
Suter's was 0 before he hit the home run.
No, I meant, do you think they have a different, like maybe next time they come up, it'll be slugging?
I'm pretty sure it
stays OPS.
It stays OPS the entire time.
Stay on that for us. Way on there.
You got it. I'm calling it the Rick Manning. So
Not
far.
me. You're the one that brought it up. I didn't even notice.
No, it's in front of you the whole time.
I don't look at the scoreboard. I look at the field.
Here's the pitch and a ground ball foul.
You're unbelievable. You can only look at one thing at a time.
Andre, look at that
Absolutely.
scoreboard. There's about 9 million things you can look at on
You
that
know
scoreboard.
what? You're right. Like they have the pitch speed and hit speed, and I'm not like who
The average
looks
is
at
up
that?
there.
They put it. Where's the average at?
The average is right there.
Underneath.
It's underneath the
No,
hits.
that's career versus Cleveland.
No.
Oh,
to
I
the
see it
left.
now. To the left.
Andre, there's so many things.
It's a
Andre,
big baseball card.
That's what I mean.
they
There's
have
a lot of information.
everything. You brought that up. We're bringing something you didn't see.
Here's the line drive to left, and Brantley slides and makes the catch for out number 2. Trying to stir it up down there.
Yeah, the batting average is always to the right of the player's name on everywhere we've gone, on any jumbotron we've seen.
Well, they have the homers, the ribbies,
They got it.
slugging, plate appearances, the runs. What don't they have up there?
Cheese. I don't see any cheese up there.
There will be.
Two down. And Ryan Braun to the plate. Right back to Kluber. And the two-time Cy Young Award winner really grinding his way through this one. We've completed 5. Milwaukee leads it 3-2. After 6 innings. The Indians are 16-0 on the year. Milwaukee 14-0. So this becomes a very crucial frame right here in this game.
Well, Jeremy Jeffress is coming on out of that bullpen, and what a job Suter did coming out in the very first inning. Went 4 2/3, gave up 5 hits and a couple of runs, walked 1 and struck out 5. Jeffress has done a nice job, has 43 strikeouts in his 20 innings, 18 2/3. Excuse me. He has the fastball splitter, good fastball, but he's throwing that splitter more to get guys to swing and miss.
Edwin Encarnacion is 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout.
Jeffress is unscored upon in 17 of his 18 appearances this season.
Two and two.
This is the breaking ball. It's like a curveball, and he also has the splitter. There it was.
Second strikeout for Encarnacion today. One down in the sixth. Mid-game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Travis Shaw punched a two-run homer. Out of here on Corey Kluber in the first. Brent Suter, the pitcher, with a solo jack in the third. Indians have a pair of solo homers, one by Jose Ramirez, this one by Francisco Lindor. And it's a one-run game now in the sixth. Yan Gomes 0 for 2. Something about Milwaukee and Jeremy Jeffress, they just can't ultimately be separated. He was a first-round pick, 16th overall player selected in 06 by the Brewers. But then in 2010, he was part of that trade package from the Greinke deal. Went to Kansas City. Then pitched with Toronto, then came back to Milwaukee for 2.5 seasons. Then spent time with Texas. And then came back last year again to Milwaukee.
This is his comfort zone right here. He feels comfortable here in Milwaukee. He's done a nice job for him. Still has a very good arm.
In the air to right. Santana. 2 down. Well, coming up on the Tribe Report with Alan Jensen, we'll take a look back at Terry Francona's 1,500th career win. Talk about how the Indians dealt with playing 18 games in 17 days. The plays of the week. It's all presented by GMC, following Indians live tonight on Sports Time Ohio and streaming on Fox Sports Go. Brandon Geyer, 1 out of 2 tonight. Showed bunt. And takes a strike. He's in the hole 0-2. Missed off the plate.
Said
that was low, 96, but a low dart out of the zone. Geyer works his way back to even. And the changeup got him. 1, 2, 3 go the Indians.
Visit Indians.com for complete details.
Well, the Indians got to keep the Brewers off the bases one more time and get another chance to maybe come back and put some runs on the board themselves. Corey Kluber has one 1-2-3 inning tonight.
That was last inning.
No, it was in the second. Last inning, remember the
I
error.
was looking at our card. I'm sorry.
Error got the leadoff man aboard last inning, but then he went 1-2-3 after that.
I flipped my card over to see when he's due up, and he's due up second next inning. So this will be his last
I would
inning.
think so, yes. And he's really had to grind.
Yes, he
and
has.
work hard for everything tonight.
Yes, he has.
He's got the meat of the order: Shaw, Santana, VR. When you think of the history of this franchise, they have had some fantastic hitters over the years. When you think about Robin Yount, Paul Molitor, Cecil Cooper.
Yeah.
But do you know who their first ever batting leader was? Who led them in hitting their first ever season?
Oh, when they were in Seattle? Don Money.
Our buddy Mike Hegan.
Oh, yeah? Higgy?
Hit 292 in 1969 and led the team in batting average.
Yeah, he moved here when they did. Yes, in the Milwaukee, right.
That's when Bud Selig got the franchise moved from Seattle to Milwaukee.
Yes, he did. Been here ever since.
Domingo Santana grounded out on the first, walked in the fourth. Fouls that pitch off. I didn't realize this too, Arch. In their first year in Milwaukee, they made a trade right at the start of the season, April 4th, to acquire Max Alvis. Came over from the Indians.
I didn't realize that Max played here.
The Brewers acquire outfielder Russ Snyder and third baseman Max Alvis from Cleveland in exchange for outfielder Roy Foster, infielder Frank Coogan, and cash in their first ever trade on April 4th. The 1-2. Santana putting up a good at bat here. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He waved at that one, and Corey Kluber has his 4th strikeout of the night. 2 down here in the 6th inning.
Well, you haven't seen many swings like this tonight, but he throws this one out of the zone. That breaking ball that Gomes is able to pick up and catch. And you look at Corey, just 4 strikeouts tonight, 1 walk. But he, you talk about how he, maintains and handles. He minimizes nights like this. He hasn't had his best stuff tonight. He's worked a way around 2 errors. He's given up 2 long balls that cost him and put the runs on the board, but he still has this team into the ball game. And he's going to be pinch hit for, I would imagine.
Last 6 in a row retired by Kluber. 3-2 Milwaukee as we go to the 7th.
Visit buyatoyota.com. Your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio.
Hank Aaron. 3-2 in favor of the Brewers as we go to the 7th inning. Rajay Davis leads off on a swing and a miss. Hank Aaron, was he still playing when you got to the big leagues?
Yeah, he played 75 and 76 here, I believe.
Rajay with a fly ball left center field, but Lorenzo Cain runs it down, one away. Did you seek him out? Did you go talk to him, or were you?
No, you didn't talk to veterans on the other team. Not when you were a kid, no. But I mean, I played center field and watched him turn an Eckersley fastball around that was on about his belt, and he was about 39 years old.
Still had those quick wrists.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we got a timeout here. Craig Counsell is going to go to the bullpen. We got a pinch hitter for Corey Kluber. It's Yonder Alonso. And we'll be right back. 3-2 Milwaukee here in the 7th. Presented by Mike Bass Ford. April 10th, 1998, the home opener, and Jim Thome with a walk-off homer against Troy Percival and the Angels. You see how that, I mean, just opposite field rocket.
He's so strong. Well, I think that was one of it's either 12 or 13 walk-offs for Jim Thome, who has more walk-offs than anybody.
Here's Dan Jennings, who is one out, bases empty. Lefty-lefty matchup. Yonder Alonso pinch hitting for the pitcher Corey Kluber. So far in the month of May, Alonso just 3 for 25 at the plate. Down low with a fastball, 1-1.
We remember Jennings with the White Sox.
Bounce to the first, easy play, 2 down. You know, you front offices, general managers, everybody that's involved, you try to piece it together in the offseason, shore up your weaknesses as best you can. Sometimes things just fall into place perfectly. And sometimes you think you've got the right mix and it doesn't work out. Bullpens are very tricky that way. It's hard to predict sometimes.
It certainly can be.
So far, and granted, we're 30 some odd games in, but this has been a real strength for Craig Counsell and the Brewers. Lindor grounds it to short. They're going to go quickly here in the 7th. Stretch time in Milwaukee. Brewers by a run. All right, thanks, Jensen. And what a performance for James Paxton, and how special for the Big Maple to do it in Toronto. Here's Evan Marshall facing the bottom third of the Milwaukee order. Here in the home half of the 7th inning, Brewers up a run. Pena fouls it off to the third base side. Corey Kluber went 6 innings, 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Marshall's second outing with the Indians.
2 balls and a strike. He had 8 outings at AAA with the Columbus Clippers. And in 10 2/3 innings, he allowed 1 earned run. Two. Right back up the gut. Kipnis is there. Backhands it. Throws him out. 1 down. Our Miller Lite hold true moment. What a performance tonight. Out of the bullpen unexpectedly by Brent Suter. Made a great defensive play to get a double play. Then he goes yard.
Yeah.
Off the reigning Cy Young Award winner.
First pitch fastball.
And other than that, just 4 2/3 innings of really solid relief. He allowed 2 solo home runs. Orlando Arcia 0 for 2. He likes to swing. He said he chased after that one. Swung at the first pitch his first time up, then lined into a double play that got Corey Kluber out of a mess in the 4th inning. In off the plate, 3-1. To center. Rajay back. Runs it down on the warning track. 2 down.
Yeah, he turned his back very well, and he turned around at the right time, and it was right there. That ball hit hard. 3-1 count. And watch him turn, see his number, put his head down, and look the other way. That was well done. By the time he turned around, he turned the right way, and he ends up making the play for out number 2.
Carl Willis going to come out for a brief chat. Let's see, who do we have here? Pinch hitter.
Phillips is the pinch hitter.
Brett Phillips has appeared in 6 games.
One of the guys that didn't make this ball club out of spring training, but here now.
1 for 11 overall at the plate. Slicing out of court.
Drive.
Low and away, 2 balls and a strike. Single into center field. 2 outs, keeps the inning alive. Turns it back over to the top of the order, and Lorenzo Cain.
Going to take that fastball right back up the middle, stayed on it. Ground ball, base hit. So flip it over to the top of the lineup one more time. Lorenzo Cain's going to get an opportunity to hit here with 2 outs in the 7th.
To third, Ramirez will go the long way across the diamond. He gets Cain. And we'll go to the 8th. Indians down 1. All right, thank you, Al. Josh Hader is coming on now for the Brewers. He's pitched 12 games. He's logged 20 innings.
4 or 5 in save opportunities, and all of his saves have been 2 innings or more. So he's on for the 8th and 9th, I would imagine. 43 strikeouts in his 20 innings of work. He's the first pitcher since Derek Lowe back in 2000 with Boston. They have 4 saves of 2 innings or more before May. Something a little different. Closers normally the 1 inning, the last 3 outs. Not this guy.
Swing into this. 1 and 2.
He can light up the radar gun, and there's the breaking ball that he features.
waved at it. One down.
A real slow breaking ball there. You can see it off the plate at 82 miles per hour. Just sweeps across the plate. No chance to hit it.
It's only 23 years old. Last year, in 35 appearances, he pitched 47 2/3 innings and only allowed 25 hits. Struck out 68 in 47
Yeah,
and
tough to
2/3.
put the ball in play off this guy. There's 95 at the knees.
Ramirez pops it left field near the line, and a diving catch made by Christian Yelich.
It was in foul territory, but he comes and makes a nice sliding catch. Didn't know if he was going to get there, but right at the end, he leaves fair territory and slides across the line to make the play. Good running catch. Route number 2.
Josh Hader, he's a Maryland native, and he was originally signed out of high school by the Orioles in the 19th round in the 2012 draft. The very next year, he was traded to the Astros in the Bud Norris deal. Swing and a miss. And then 2 years after that, he came to Milwaukee in the Carlos Gomez, Mike Fiers trade. But this kid looks like he's got quite a future. Brewers also got Domingo Santana, who's in right field tonight, and Brett Phillips, who we just saw pinch hit.
Okay.
One and two to count. Fouls it straight back again.
Been on a couple of really good fastballs from Hader. That one at 98. Maybe time to slow it down. Still a 1-2 count. He's got a pitch to work with.
Popped him up. Center field, Kane. Inning over. Middle of the 8th, and still 3-2 Milwaukee. Lindor, Ramirez offensively have been leading the charge here of late. Lindor has homered, Ramirez has homered. But that's been it for the Indians. Corey Kluber allowed 3. And it's a 1-run game going to the bottom of the 8th. Christian Yelich, 2 for 3, 2 singles on the night. Tyler Olson, the third Indians pitcher to work after Evan Marshall pitched a scoreless 7th inning. Right back up the middle. Well, tomorrow we've got day baseball. As we wrap up this brief series, Carlos Carrasco will go for the Indians, and our coverage will begin with Indians Live at 12:30. First pitch, 1 o'clock right here on Sports Time Ohio and streaming on Fox Sports Go.
It's only the 3rd hit that Olson's given up to a left-hander this year. They're now 3 for 24.
Ryan Braun 0 for 3. And that pitch missed up high, ball 1. $35,314. The attendance here tonight at Miller Park. Well, it really has been a summer-like evening. 78 degrees at game time. The roof has been open.
It may get back to Wisconsin weather tomorrow.
It's supposed to rain tomorrow.
Yeah, I think the roof will be closed, so it has been nice tonight, that's for sure.
Two and 1 to count. Left field. Brantley can't smother it. It rolls a free. Yelich to third, throw to second. Braun slides in safely.
Well, it was a line drive hit. Michael had to continue to come. He comes in and it just short hops him. It kicks away from his glove. He just could not get there. And then look at Yelich. He's going to make sure he doesn't catch the ball. He can make it to third easily. Brandt comes up and throws it to second base, but Braun able to get there. So now it's back-to-back hits, second and third, nobody out, and a chance for Milwaukee to give themselves a little room in this ball game.
Travis Shaw, the batter. He hit a 2-run homer in the first. Since then, he's bounced into a double play and popped up. Nobody out. First pitch strike. This was back in the first inning.
Breaking ball out over the plate, gave him a little swinging room, and he hit a 2-run home run, his 7th.
Slow curve, popped him straight up.
Oh boy, something they desperately needed there.
Lindor calls everybody off, makes the catch, 1 down. Now Domingo Santana, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Switch hitter Jonathan VR waits on deck. Tito and Carl Willis talking over. They're going to put Santana on with an intentional walk to load the bases. And then you got the switch hitter VR due. Let's see, do they? Yeah, let's do VR. He's a much better hitter from the other side of the plate. 303 batting left-handed. Batting right-handed, just 158.
Well, the infield remains in. They are not at double play depth. One hopper, they're coming to the dish. We'll see if Olson can wiggle his way out of here. He got the first big out on a pop-up to the infield.
Outside ball one. Down the line, but it is foul.
Well, he gets away with a breaking ball. It's upstairs there. He was just a hair out in front of that one. He was trying to get it to hit the pole, but it went foul.
Well, that was a good pitch. 1-2.
That was a changeup. Bottom falls out. He swings over the top. And now he's ahead of him. See if he can get him to swing at his pitch.
Out of play. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Infield in. Bases loaded, 1 out. Indians down a run. The 1-2 to VR. To third, Ramirez comes home with the throw. They get the out there. And there are 2 down. Bases still loaded.
Yeah, that's all you need. Get one at a time. There was no way that he was going to throw to first base here. So now Olson's going to almost get out of this because Tito's going to come out and take him out. But it's a one hopper. It's an easy play. You just make sure you give a good feed. Let Gomes step on the plate. There's no force. I mean, there's a force out there. You don't have to rush to throw it. So now Olson did a good job of getting 2 outs after he had second and third and nobody out. It looks like McAllister coming in now with 2 outs and the bases loaded.
Still holding out hope here in Milwaukee. And if the Indians can get out of this, they still have a fighting chance down a run. Zach McAllister on to face Manny Pena with the bases loaded and 2 down. Swing and foul back. Base runners. Indians play defensively straight up. Up and in with a fastball. And it's 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 gone, last of the 8th. Edwin Gomes Geyer due up for the Indians in the 9th.
Yeah, that's why. Boy, imperative they get this final out. Don't allow them to score, because one swing of the bat you could tie it up. And I'm sure Hader will be back out there. He looks like he'd be a kind of a tough guy to string a few hits together on.
Look for a mistake and hopefully you can take advantage.
Yes, if they can get it this last out right here.
Out of play, right side. Milwaukee came in averaging less than 3 runs a game in their last 10, having been shut out 4 times. 2-run homer in the first, a solo shot in the third. That's been it for them, though they have put together 8 hits. Foul ball is the call.
There you'll see the breaking ball by McAllister. He was able to get a pitch. It bounced down. It looked like it got him on the chin. Sure did.
And the 1-2. Oh, man. Really good looking fastball, but not called. 2-2. Just threw the bat at it and spoiled it.
Yeah, it's like he's up there playing Pepper now, just trying to stay alive.
Manny Pena came in batting 185. This will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat.
And it's going to continue.
And another foul ball. 97, 97, 97. Foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. Ryan Braun, the runner at third. Domingo Santana at first. Jonathan Villar at first base. Again, the 2-2. Again, it's fouled back. At some point, you got to try something different.
Well, he's thrown one breaking ball that I can remember in this at-bat, and that's it. Now they're going to talk about it. Although it's a 2-2 count. 8 of the 11 pitches thrown by McAllister have been fouled off. That one breaking ball that he did throw, he barely checked his swing, and it fouled down and jumped back and hit him in the chin. That's going to stay in play.
Edwin near the railing. Drops it.
Oh, man, he had plenty of room over there, too. See if they give him an error on that. That was catchable. That could have ended the inning. You see, he had a little extra room. He was near the railing, but he was sensing, never took his eye off. Yeah, that's got to be an error. That's off his glove. Plenty of room to make the play. Couldn't do it. Let's hope they can't take advantage of it.
Third error of the night for the Indians. And an extra strike for Pena.
Now the crowd's into it totally. Goodness, what an at-bat.
He has seen 13 pitches. And the 14th is fouled away, of course.
That's crazy. 11 foul balls out of the 14 pitches. There was an at-bat about a week ago, I think, by Brandon Crawford of the Giants. That might have been a 21 pitch, or Brandon Belt of the Giants. I think it was about a 21 pitch at bat that lasted about 10 minutes. Well, this is getting close.
We're headed there. Yeah.
Yes, we are.
11 out of the 14 have been fouled off. The 2-2 finally threw the breaking ball and rung him up. Brewers leave him loaded. It stays a one-run game as we go to the ninth in Milwaukee.
not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
(3-2) Milwaukee. Ninth inning. Josh Hader retired the side in order in the 8th. He's got Edwin Encarnacion, Jan Gomes, and Brandon Geyer here in the 9th. Upstairs, ball 1. Edwin 1 for 3 on the night. Line, oh, and a catch at third by Travis Shaw for out number 1.
Well, that ball hit right on the nose by Edwin, and Shaw just took about a half a step. He just crossed over and stuck up the glove, and it went right in it. I mean, this ball, look at this. He did barely just got one step and got the hand up, and it goes in. Look at that. Oh, so close.
Jan Gomes 0 for 3 on the night. Back. Gomes came in with a hit in 7 of his last 8 games. Drives one to deep left, down the line it goes. It is foul right in front of the pole. Man, oh man, that was close.
He did him a favor by slowing it down for him, down and in, and Gomes got the head out. And this hook's foul. Did him a favor right there. That's his zone. He loves it low, and well, I thought that was fair from where we sit, but no, it was definitely foul. And that would have tied it. But you see a heater here.
Upstairs, struck him out, 2 down.
And then that's what happens. He dropped the head on that low breaking ball. Then you throw the high fastball and make him work his hands, and he above the belt. And that's the pitch he gets to swing and miss at. So Hader gets his second strikeout.
Brandon Geyer, 1 for 3 on the night, is the last hope now for the Indians.
It's good.
One ball, 1 strike. Hader, the 2-1. Geyer pops it back out of play. him up. Back to the screen. Pena cannot get it. And Geyer stays alive for at least one more pitch. This Tuesday night crowd pretty revved up. One strike away from a series opening win. The 2-2. "15 in a row retired by Milwaukee pitching to end the game." Josh Hader gets the save. It's his 5th. And Milwaukee wins it by a final score tonight of 3-2. The Brewers are now 21-15 on the year. The Indians fall below 500 at 17-18, and they're now on a season-high 4-game skid. Offensively tonight, just 2 solo shots for the Tribe. Lindor's home run leading off the 5th. Well, he was the last guy to reach base in this game. And they had some hits early, had some opportunities early in the game to get on the board. Did not cash in. That proved costly tonight.